Hi everyone, so welcome to your weekly reading, and we're going to go ahead and begin. For this weekly reading, I am going to be working with my Enchanted Map Oracle cards, and I'm also going to be working with a special Oracle that is from Carrie Paris. I hope I pronounced her name correctly, and she has a great new deck. Actually, it's some new charms that she came up with, very nice, that represent the tarot, complete tarot. So I'm going to be working with those in place of the tarot that I like to use every week. So I'll be pulling one for each of the three symbols that I'm going to be using this week. Okay. So for this week's symbol, I'm going to be using three types of scents or oils. So the first one that you want to focus on, or that that I'm going to be pulling from, is Patchouli. The second one is Myrrh, and the last one is Frankincense. And for me, I am drawn to Frankincense this week. So you pick which one draws your attention, and I'm going to go ahead and shuffle the cards here for this weekly reading. I hope all of you had a beautiful Valentine's Day, and that this week you feel positive, you feel good, that you're ready for this new week. Let's see what the cards tell us this week, what Spirit tells us this week. Okay, so let's start with Patchouli. Those that choose Patchouli, I'm going to pull from my charms. I know it's going to make a lot of noise, so just bear with me because it is on. I have it here on my little can here that came, little case that came with it. Okay, so we picked the symbol for Patchouli. So this is the Magician. Okay, so those that chose the Magician, this Patchouli, the Magician is the first tarot card for you, and this week is going to be a week that you are going to have a lot of new beginnings. You're going to be really working with magic this week. This is going to be a week that you're going to feel very connected with spirits, connected with nature. It is a symbol that talks about magic, manifesting. This week will be a great week for you to focus on the law of attraction. There's going to be a very spiritual connection this week for you those that chose Patchouli. And you're going to find yourself connecting a lot with spirits. Pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to synchronicities that may happen this week. Okay? Now, let's look at the card that we chose for those that chose Patchouli, and we have movement. So this week, movement is going to be very important here. Things that maybe were stuck are going to be moving in the right direction. There is going to be movement for you. You're going to feel a lot of positive energy coming through. There is a lot of positive things coming. And so this symbol of movement is coming up here, and it is a symbol that things are going to move in the right direction for you, and it's forward movement. And we can see the ostrich here, and there is a air balloon, and the air balloon to me is like some sort of communication, something that you're going to have coming in your life, is what I'm getting. So it is talking about that there is some sort of news coming to you this week that you're going to have. Some important news, some sort of important information and insight that may come from a distance, that may come to you from a distance, is what I'm getting here. Okay? And that's what I'm picking up here with this. So you're going to have a lot of important information coming, movement in the right direction. Things that were stagnant are finally going to start moving. You're going to see some movement here this week, so that is very good. So you have a good week, and to give your week a push, I would recommend working with magic, working with just overall, like, bringing in positive energy in your life. Okay, so doing ritual this week is going to be very good. So those that chose Myrrh, and I'm closing my eyes as I do this, I picked the Empress. Okay, so those that chose Myrrh, the Empress is coming up here. And the Empress is a card that talks a lot about fertility, growth, giving birth to new ideas. It is a very feminine card, and it is a very beautiful symbol that definitely talks about benefit coming to you from wisdom coming in your direction, some sort of wisdom coming to you from places that you don't know, unknown, like unexpected help coming. And it could come from a woman, because this week we have the Empress here. So following your intuition this week is going to be important. Pay attention to it. I would also recommend for those that chose Myrrh that there is some sort of connection with sexuality this week, connecting with your feminine sides. For those that are women that chose this, you're going to really be connecting with your feminine side and your sexuality. And I do feel like this card is also connected with the water element. So, you know, a lot of things are going to flow and going to come together for you. Okay? This card of the Empress also has a lot to do with beauty, has to do with good things coming, and a happy resolution to a problem or a situation, a symbol of hope for those that chose the Empress. Okay? And now we have the Ghostlands in reverse, which is pretty interesting, because the Ghostlands in upright position has to do with things from the past that are haunting you, things that are in the past, or things that keep coming up for you. So in this symbol of this card, it is talking about paying attention to your emotions this week. You don't want to get stuck in a pattern of thinking of something and, you know, that situation isn't the reality. There's something that really, you know, your emotions are going to kind of fool you this week, so pay attention to that. You may fall into like some sort of like fantasy or some sort of like thinking different, like you're going to be thinking about something or feeling about something that really isn't accurate. So pay attention to your intuition, and your emotions can lead you in the wrong direction is basically the message of this card. Could be that, you know, and that happens all the time, where you feel sad about something, but really it isn't that bad, or it isn't as you think it is. It isn't as bad as you think. And that's what this card is telling us. It's going to be important that you really don't focus on the negatives, on the emotions about this, is what I'm getting with this. Okay? And then those that chose frankincense. Let's see what we have for this week. Okay, we've got this is the symbol of, can't think of it now, and it keeps coming up. The symbol of the world. So this is a symbol of the world in the charms, and it represents a completion of a cycle. It represents some sort of completion here, is what I'm getting. So you're going to find this week that there is going to be a completion here. And finally, a problem, a situation that you've been wanting to get a solution is finally going to get resolved, okay, is what I'm getting with this. So the symbol of the world is always a symbol of completion, of coming together, of things resolving themselves, is what we're picking up with that, okay? And then I have the card, and we have the magical map shifter in reverse. So this week, for those that chose Myrrh, we have a very interesting combination, because the magical shape shifter or map shifter has to do with manifesting things. And what we're picking up with this here, this card is talking about being in denial about a situation that maybe you're not seeing or you're not looking at. And it is going to be important that you don't fall asleep or that you don't fall into a dream. Is the message here that is coming up, okay? The other thing that you want to be careful this week for those that chose Myrrh is that there is a disappointment that you may have about something that maybe really isn't the reality. So there's going to be something here this week that is going to be the opposite of what you're seeking, opposite of what you think. So maybe if you're going somewhere, you have an appointment, it really isn't going to benefit you as much as you thought. So there is the completion here of a cycle, but it's also showing that there is something here that you want to be careful with in making an important decision. And there's something that really isn't going to bring you the benefit, or a person that maybe is not going to bring you the benefit that you thought. Okay? So that's what we're seeing for this week. I hope you guys enjoyed this reading. Have a great week, and I'll see you next week. Angel blessings.